A lot of people out there in crypto want to know, how do you get rich in crypto? And we're going to be talking about XRP because this is one of my favorite cryptos that I do hold myself. And this is going to be a discussion with basically how very early we are right now in crypto. And I hate when, call it what it is. I'm a trader first. I'm not an influencer, and it is what it is. But when it comes down to it, we're going to show you some numbers here in this video to kind of put in perspective the XRP rich list. And it was actually shocking to me as we looked into this list. And actually, how do you become a top XRP holder? All right. So for those of you that do hold XRP, or if you don't, this will be a good video, and it will kind of put in perspective on how very early we are right here, right now. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you all hit that like button. Please subscribe right down below, and be sure to leave your thoughts and comments. I want to know how much XRP you own. Okay. And this will kind of put in perspective for a lot of people following along. All right. So please remember, this is not financial advice. We're going to be talking crypto for the next 5 minutes and get you guys on your way. All right. So this is where we look for a low entry. And this was very shocking to me as well, this article from Coin Edition. So I thought I'd share with you guys to become a top 10% holder of XRP. So this is the fresh on data with the XRP rich list. And I think it is kind of very intriguing. Now, as we get into it, I want to share with you what's going on in the overall market. It was a day where we woke up in some green, have had some sell-offs, and the one shocking thing to me, we've had a very bullish explosion from Kronos as Crypto.com and the Trump family seemingly has entered a partnership, which is going to bring a ton of liquidity and capital into Kronos. We'll see how that kind of shakes out, but this is an XRP video, so let's talk about XRP. We are flirting and hovering around that $3 price tag. Now, for the day, we are essentially flat, but over the last week and month, 3.5% and 2.7% respectively. So we'll celebrate the 428% that XRP has made over the last 365 days, as we have been talking about buying XRP 40, 50, 60 cents for this crypto. Now, this is not financial advice. Please be aware of that. And I'll never tell you to buy or sell crypto. But on my short list of cryptos that I do hold and believe in, XRP is definitely going to be one of those where we have to kind of talk about, from a price perspective, the July of this year and how we are looking at this 4-hour chart right now. And it is one where we have had that explosion. Now, the one thing I will tell you guys is we have been in a little descending channel. The moving averages, as you see, this kind of just looks like a roller coaster. That is extreme volatility, where one day it's looking like we're having bullish crossovers. We do break out, then we dip down, and vice versa. And it just seemingly is being a rinse, wash, repeat cycle of volatility. Now, that's to be as expected. It's nothing that does shy me away from XRP. If you were watching my stuff and you realize I was buying XRP under $2, under 60 cents, and those are great entry points for me personally. I'll never tell you guys when to buy crypto, but as it stands today, guys, we are on a very kind of intriguing day, as we have a little bit of a consolidation, basically from August 25th all the way through, from August 26th, I should say, all the way through today. And that's kind of where this is leaving us, as we are waiting to see kind of the next action. And from there, guys, it's kind of a make or break. This is a coin flip kind of moment, right? As what we have going on within Bitcoin, kind of seeing that dominance retreat. Ethereum was doing well, and now they have come down a little bit, but still holding strong. It's going to be interesting to see what we have come into altcoins for this fall. But as we've been on a little bit of a consolidation over the last couple days, this is kind of where you have to paint the picture in your head. Will XRP see similar to what we saw back on the 22nd of August, where we had this nice little breakout? And if we did, I do foresee us getting potentially back to that $3.20, give or take, in that range. And that's kind of where I think XRP right now is, on the lower echelon of kind of a level, if you will, where I do think that XRP has some room for some bullish run, even in the short term. So if you are looking to swing trade XRP, I could see it getting as potentially over $3.30. And kind of just paving the way for that either next leg up or just a little bit of a short move that we would see some upside into the green. Just kind of my thoughts. We don't really have too much crazy macro going on, but it is very volatile right now. So maybe in the short window in time frame, I could see XRP getting back up above $3.30, and then ultimately hitting some resistance at the top around $3.35, 36. Okay, so that's just how I see it. We'll see kind of, I don't think it's a warranting play for me right now, but I want to talk about this rich list. Before we do, though, guys, I do want to share with you guys our sponsor, and this is BitUnix, right? One of the more trusted exchanges out there And right now, if you use my link down below in the description, join the 3 million plus global users, you will receive a 25% futures deposit bonus, okay? So if you're a spot leverage trader, you're both welcome. That's where you could see a 25% bonus for using my link to get signed up with BitUnix and start trading today. So check it out, make sure it's right for you, do your research, and as always, please remember make sure it's right for where you're located geographically, okay? So in this article, and this is what we came here to talk about, the fresh data from the XRP rich list has really kind of shocked me and grabbed my attention as we look into the top 10% of XRP holders. And just looking at this, now it's even easier than it was just days ago to get into the top 10%. To be a top 10% holder, you have to own 2,397 XRP. So food for thought, that's just roughly about $7,200, give or take. And that was a little bit low in my opinion, okay? To be in the top 5%, you would have to own 8,000 plus, 8,370 to be exact. And the top 1%, 50,000 XRP. That would equate roughly to about $150,000, give or take. And then that top 0.1%, 350,000 or more, okay? So I was a little bit shocked about that because you just realize how very early we are into crypto and to become a top 10% holder. And what I mean by that, and think about it in this perspective, if I would have told you guys right now that you could be a top 10% holder of Apple, of NVIDIA, and any traditional kind of asset out there that's just booming, I mean, really any asset out there in the stock exchange to put in perspective, it really does kind of paint a picture that, we're not late to the party, okay? If you can just own roughly 2,000 XRP, it's shocking, right? I just transacted like 165 XRP the other day, just, moving it. And I'm just like putting this in perspective. I basically have to just have like 10 times more than that. And I'm a top 10% XRP holder. So that was kind of, shocking is the best word. It was eye-opening, okay? So it puts it really in perspective. Now, the one thing I will preface this, it's just not all kind of just right there in front of us. The one thing I'll tell you is there's a lot of holders. Now, that means one wallet, okay? So there's a lot of people out there, for example, that, and this is even making it more shocking. They could be having 10 XRP wallets or 10 wallets that do contain XRP holdings. And then from there, you could essentially be a top 10%, even 10 times or whatever it may be. So that's kind of where you look into it. And it's just only 2,400 XRP makes you a top 10% holder. I mean, that just digest that just really does, I think, say a lot, okay? So now, like I said, it's about $7,200 at these current price levels that we are at today. Now, one last thing I'll talk about is kind of where you look into the conversation for what does this mean for XRP, and everybody cares about the price action. But like I talked about a little bit later or earlier in my analysis, we're just kind of hanging out, okay? I do think there is a potential to that short-term move up to $3.30. But as it stands today, we're just very neutral. There's really no momentum bringing us positive or negative. But like I said, if we do have an upside breakout, 330 is that resistance within stronger targets to $4. However, on the downside, support is at $2.81. So if you're looking to add XRP, just kind of common sense on this one, wait for an entry around $2.80. And then if you are looking to kind of just get in and get out and just kind of swing trade XRP from where we're at right here, right now, upwards to $3.30 is that target. So not financial advice always, but just kind of sharing with you guys my viewpoint on this all. And yeah, leave a comment down below. Are you a top 10% XRP holder? All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to check out the link for BitUnix. Start trading today. But I thank you all for watching. Subscribe down below as well. We talk XRP every single day. And I thank you guys for all tuning in. And we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.